Anyway, pray for my man Travis Hunter. There's rumors that his current girl is pregnant, but
looks like Travis Hunter has found himself in serious trouble. The NFL star just made a terrifying discovery that confirms what fans have long suspected about his wife. She was never in it for him, only his money.
I didn't duck. I just didn't respond to him. He wasn't my type.
With no prenup and mounting drama, Travis could be headed for a disaster that changes everything. Let's break it down. Hunter's world crumbles as wife's true nature is finally exposed. The carefully constructed facade that Travis Hunter and Leanna Lenie had maintained for months came crashing down in spectacular fashion when Hunter discovered what millions of fans had been trying to tell him all along. The Jacksonville Jaguars rookie's deleted Instagram post reading, "Life really ain't all it's cracked up to be," sent immediate shockwaves through the NFL community, confirming that the 22-year-old phenom had finally awakened to the reality of his situation. The discovery that shattered Hunter's world came in the form of DM photos allegedly showing Lenny in bed with an unnamed Jacksonville Jaguars teammate. The betrayal cut deeper than any tackle he'd ever endured on the field. This wasn't just infidelity. It was a violation of team trust, brotherhood, and everything sacred in professional sports. Sources close to the situation revealed that Hunter confronted his wife about the photographic evidence, leading to an explosive confrontation that culminated in the young star packing a bag and checking into a hotel. The timing couldn't have been more devastating, just months after their lavish May 24th, 2025 wedding at the barn at Faith Farms in Athens, Tennessee, where Hunter had gifted his bride a $300,000 custom Mercedes-Benz AMG G63 Brabus 800. The fairy tale had transformed into a nightmare. The irony was crushing. Hunter, who had built his reputation on his ability to play both offense and defense, found himself defenseless against the very person he'd sworn to protect and cherish.
Anyway, pray for my man Travis Hunter.
DJ Academics' words proved prophetic as Hunter's world began unraveling in ways that even his harshest critics couldn't have predicted. The signs had been there all along, plastered across social media for anyone willing to see them. But love had blinded the young athlete to what now seems glaringly obvious in hindsight.
Are you excited about the wedding?
Yes, bro. Well, I'm just ready to go eat, then do my thing.
The pattern of red flags that Hunter had ignored stretched back to the very beginning of their relationship. Lene had initially ignored Hunter's Instagram DMs for months, only responding after her brother recognized Hunter as a top football prospect and encouraged her to reply. This detail, which Hunter himself had shared publicly, should have been the first warning sign that her interest was calculated rather than genuine. But perhaps the most damaging revelation came from Lene's own mouth during an 8-minute TikTok video, where she admitted that
I didn't duck. I just didn't respond to him. He wasn't my type.
in trying to defend herself, she inadvertently revealed the transactional nature of their relationship while simultaneously exposing Hunter's past infidelity to millions of viewers. The Heisman Trophy ceremony on December 14, 2024 became another flashpoint when viral footage showed Lene remaining seated during Hunter's historic achievement, requiring a nudge from Coach Deion Sanders to stand and show appropriate support. The image of a woman who couldn't even feign enthusiasm for her partner's greatest triumph spoke volumes about her true feelings. The leaked content that surfaced in December 2024 painted an even more disturbing picture. Old videos and photos began circulating, allegedly showing Lene in compromising situations with other men during their relationship. One particularly damaging clip showed her twerking provocatively with another man at a party, while Snapchat-style footage allegedly captured her in bed with someone else saying good morning while being filmed.
Same test, too. A eater! Ain't no way. 3 years ago, they've been together for 5 years. That's that same tat. Yeah, my boy in that bitch putting her to work. Ain't no way.
Hunter's response to the December controversies revealed the depth of his emotional investment and perhaps his naivety. During a Twitch live stream on December 15, 2024, he passionately defended Lene, revealing that she had cried herself to sleep and had been drinking heavily due to online harassment. His willingness to publicly plead for sympathy for someone many viewed as manipulative only reinforced critics' beliefs that he was being taken advantage of. The financial implications of Hunter's discovery are staggering. Without a prenuptial agreement, his $46.65 million rookie contract with a $30.6 million signing bonus is vulnerable to division in divorce proceedings. Celebrity divorce attorney James Sexton had been so concerned about Hunter's situation that he offered free prenups to the entire 2025 NFL NFL draft class, explicitly citing Hunter's case as a cautionary tale. The young star's generosity had known no bounds throughout their relationship. Beyond the wedding Mercedes, Hunter had showered Lene with gifts totaling over $4.5 million, including a $100,000 engagement ring, multiple luxury vehicles valued at over $600,000, and their $3.275 million mansion in Jacksonville's exclusive Deerwood Country Club. Each gift now serves as a painful reminder of his misplaced trust. Social media erupted with reactions to Hunter's deleted post and the implications of his discovery. Fans who had been warning him for months felt vindicated, but took no joy in being proven right. Comments flooded platforms with messages like, "We tried to warn you, young king," and "Sometimes you have to learn the hard way." The consensus was clear. Hunter had ignored obvious red flags and was now paying the ultimate price. The revelation that a teammate might be involved added another devastating layer to Hunter's humiliation. In professional sports, team chemistry is everything, and the thought that someone in his own locker room had betrayed both his personal and professional trust was almost incomprehensible. Sources suggested that team management was deeply worried about the potential impact on Hunter's performance and the overall team environment, especially given his unique role as both an offensive and defensive player. As the dust began to settle from Hunter's earth-shattering discovery, the focus shifted to understanding how a young man with such obvious talent and potential had found himself in such a precarious position, both financially and emotionally. The calculated manipulation behind Lene's master plan. The depth of manipulation that Travis Hunter had been subjected to became increasingly clear as more details emerged about Leanna Lene's calculated approach to their relationship. What initially appeared to be random controversies and unfortunate misunderstandings began forming a disturbing pattern of strategic behavior designed to exploit a young athlete's wealth and naivety. Lene's academic background, completing a 4-year bachelor's degree in English education in just 2 years at Kennesaw State University, demonstrated an intelligence that critics argued was being weaponized against Hunter. Her ability to manipulate narratives and control public perception suggested someone who understood exactly how to play the long game in securing her financial future. The timeline of their relationship reveals a series of strategic moves that coincided perfectly with Hunter's rising profile and earning potential. Their relationship became official in February 2022, just as Hunter's draft stock was beginning to solidify. Engagement occurred in February 2024, immediately following his Heisman Trophy win, and the wedding was scheduled for May 2025, just after his NFL draft selection and before his contract signing. Each milestone in Hunter's career was immediately followed by escalating financial commitments from him to Lene. The progression was methodical. First, the friendship phase where she could assess his potential, then the relationship phase where she could secure emotional attachment, followed by engagement during his peak college success, and finally marriage before he could potentially reconsider with proper legal counsel. Lene's manipulation extended to her public persona and social media presence. Her transformation from a private student to a social media influencer with over 448,000 TikTok followers and 223,000 Instagram followers coincided perfectly with Hunter's rising fame. Their joint YouTube channel, Travis and Leanna, launched in May 2022, strategically positioning her as an equal partner in his brand while she had contributed nothing to its creation. The most insidious aspect of Lene's strategy was how she weaponized Hunter's love against him. Her behavior at public events consistently drew negative attention, creating scenarios where Hunter felt compelled to defend her publicly. At an Adidas event, she appeared frustrated while Hunter posed for photos with fans, reportedly asking, "What am I supposed to do? Just sit here?" This wasn't spontaneous frustration. It was calculated behavior designed to create situations where Hunter would have to choose between his career obligations and appeasing her.
What y'all don't know, again, off of a 7-second clip, is those weren't fans, by the way. He had already finished that part. He had finished meeting with the fans. I was there the entire time, taking pictures, talking to them, everything. The girls that were there, they were the Adidas, they worked for Adidas.
Even Lene's explanations revealed the manipulative nature of her thinking. Her detailed justifications for her behavior showed someone who had carefully considered how to frame each incident to maintain plausible deniability while continuing to benefit from Hunter's success. The leaked videos and photos from their early relationship period told a different story than the one Lene had constructed. The timing of these leaks, coinciding with Hunter's biggest career moments, suggested that someone had been strategically holding this content for maximum impact. The fact that one man admitted to waiting for Hunter to achieve fame before releasing compromising images indicated that multiple people saw Hunter as a potential source of profit and were positioning themselves accordingly. Social media reactions to Lene's behavior revealed a pattern that many observers had noticed but Hunter had been blind to. Comments across platforms consistently pointed out the same concerns: her apparent lack of genuine enthusiasm for his success, her focus on material benefits, and her strategic positioning in every major moment of his career. On Twitter, fans documented instances of what they saw as red flags. NFL Fan4Life tweeted, "She only shows excitement when gifts are involved, never for his actual achievements." At Sports Analyst 247 posted, "Look at her face during every celebration. She's calculating, not celebrating." At TrueSpeaker 88 commented, "She's been playing chess while he's been playing checkers." The financial manipulation was perhaps the most egregious aspect of Lene's strategy. Her ability to secure increasingly expensive gifts while avoiding any reciprocal financial responsibility demonstrated a level of calculated exploitation that shocked even hardened observers of celebrity relationships. The gifts, totaling over $4.5 million, weren't expressions of love. They were the systematic transfer of wealth from someone who had earned it to someone who had strategically positioned herself to receive it. Professional athletes and sports analysts began speaking out about the patterns they recognized. Former NFL star Des Bryant initially urged Hunter to end the relationship, while other athletes shared stories of their own financial disasters from relationships without proper legal protection. The consensus among those who had experienced similar situations was that Hunter was being systematically exploited. Celebrity commentary added another layer of validation to the concerns being raised. Rappers Cameron and Mace expressed concern on their podcast, with Cameron stating that a prenup was essential unless the spouse earned more. Bow Wow publicly called Lene a gold digger, while others warned Hunter about the financial risks he was taking.
Look. This is Gen Z, man. Generation Zest. This is crazy. The craziest thing is, these zesty now, they're the that's most down to crash out. They're the most gangster. And supposedly they're getting the most. The world is backwards. I can't even try to comprehend. I'm gonna just go over here, I carve my own lane, and I'm gonna just let niggas chill. Anyway, congratulations to my boy Travis Hunter and his wife.
Even Channing goes,
"I respect Travis all too much." And when you say that, you're usually about to say something mean about somebody. Heard there was no prenup. I don't like that. This man's about to be a MVP type candidate, I think he'll be an all-pro corner. I think he'll be a very good receiver. You know, we've heard the stories of the past when they were getting together, how she called the man ugly.
The July 2025 crying video posted by Lene revealed another aspect of her manipulative strategy. The video, showing her sobbing uncontrollably while discussing spiritual growth, was strategically timed and carefully crafted to generate sympathy while deflecting from legitimate criticisms. The religious framing made it difficult for critics to attack without appearing insensitive, while the emotional content was designed to trigger Hunter's protective instincts. WNBA star Angel Reese's supportive comments on the video, writing "The storm doesn't last forever," suggested that Lene had been strategically building relationships with other high-profile figures who could provide validation and support when needed. This network building demonstrated a level of calculated social maneuvering that extended far beyond her relationship with Hunter. The revelation about the alleged teammate affair represented the ultimate betrayal, but it also revealed the depths of Lene's calculated risk-taking. If the allegations were true, it suggested someone so confident in her hold over Hunter that she believed she could literally sleep with his teammates without consequences. The audacity of such behavior speaks to a level of manipulation and control that few could have imagined. Financial experts who analyzed the situation pointed out that Lene's lifestyle was entirely funded by Hunter's earnings, despite her claims of financial independence. Her net worth was not independently documented, suggesting that her apparent wealth was simply a reflection of Hunter's generosity rather than her own achievements. The pattern of behavior that emerged painted a picture of someone who had identified a promising young athlete early in his career and executed a systematic plan to position herself as the primary beneficiary of his success. From the initial relationship building through the strategic timing of major milestones, every aspect of their relationship appeared calculated to maximize her financial benefit while minimizing her risk. As the full scope of Hunter's situation became clear, attention turned to the professional relationships and team dynamics that were now at risk due to his personal crisis. Trevor Lawrence's concern and the team's growing worry. The Jacksonville Jaguars organization found itself in an unprecedented situation as Travis Hunter's personal crisis began affecting team dynamics and professional relationships that had taken months to build. At the center of these concerns was quarterback Trevor Lawrence, whose developing chemistry with Hunter represented one of the most exciting offensive possibilities in the NFL. Lawrence's initial enthusiasm for Hunter was evident from their first interactions. Following Hunter's draft selection, Lawrence had expressed genuine excitement about working with the two-way star, noting his work ethic and unique conditioning. Travis has been great. Just his work ethic, how he's come in. He's been one of the hardest working guys we have, Lawrence told reporters during training camp. The quarterback's assessment of Hunter's physical capabilities was particularly telling. He's the best conditioned guy I think I've ever seen. He can run all day up and down the field. I haven't seen him get tired one time. Lawrence's professional respect for Hunter made the current situation even more painful for the veteran quarterback, who had invested significant time in building their on-field relationship. During a July 2025 appearance on the Pardon My Take podcast, Lawrence revealed the playful dynamic they had developed, joking about his preference for Hunter on offense. Lawrence had admitted to being selfish in wanting Hunter to focus more on offense, telling Hunter directly,
selfishly, yeah, I definitely want him on offense more. I told him, it's like, do you want to come catch touchdowns, or you want to maybe break up a pass or two a game? Like, that's the decision you got to make.
This comment, made in better times, now carried additional weight as Hunter's ability to make any decision seemed compromised by his personal turmoil. The professional relationship between Lawrence and Hunter had been building steadily through organized team activities and training camp. Lawrence praised Hunter's approach to learning both offensive and defensive playbooks, calling it challenging, but noting that Hunter had done a nice job managing the complexity. Their on-field chemistry was evident in practice sessions, where Hunter consistently ran precise routes and demonstrated the football IQ that had made him special at Colorado. However, the August revelations about Hunter's personal life began affecting their professional relationship in ways that concerned Lawrence and the coaching staff. Sources close to the team reported that Hunter's focus during practice had become inconsistent, with moments of obvious distraction that weren't characteristic of his usually intense preparation. Lawrence, who faced pressure to perform after his own injury-shortened 2024 season, needed reliable targets and couldn't afford to lose his most talented receiver to off-field distractions. The team dynamics became more complicated when rumors surfaced about the alleged involvement of an unnamed Jaguars teammate in Hunter's personal crisis. While no specific player was identified, the mere suggestion that someone in the locker room might be involved created an atmosphere of suspicion and mistrust that threatened to poison team chemistry. Lawrence, as a team leader, found himself in the difficult position of maintaining team unity while supporting a teammate whose personal life was imploding. Professional analysts began expressing concerns about the potential impact on Hunter's historic two-way role. ESPN analysts noted the unique pressures Hunter faced, with one commenting, "I think it would be very difficult to play 30 snaps of defense and 40 snaps of offense. Did it in college? This is the National Football League. Never been done. I'm not going to say he can't do it, but it would shorten his career, I believe." The concerns about Hunter's mental state extended beyond just his relationship with Lawrence. Coach Liam Cohen and the Jaguars organization had invested heavily in Hunter's unique abilities, and the prospect of losing their investment to personal drama was deeply troubling. The team's aggressive trade to secure Hunter in the draft, moving from the 5th pick to 2nd overall, demonstrated their belief in his potential to transform their offense and defense simultaneously.
It's 4th and 7. You break the huddle, it's one-on-one, and Travis Hunter, the wide receiver, sees Travis Hunter, the corner, across from him, and the ball's coming your way. Which one of y'all comes down with it?
Travis Hunter.
Hunter's confidence in that interview, recorded during happier times, now seemed like a relic from a different era. The young man who had confidently proclaimed he would beat himself in one-on-one coverage was now struggling with internal battles that threatened to derail everything he had worked toward. Lawrence's own experience with adversity made him particularly sympathetic to Hunter's situation, but also concerned about the potential long-term implications. Lawrence had dealt with his own challenges, including injury setbacks and performance pressure, and understood how personal issues could compound professional challenges. His leadership style typically involved supporting teammates through difficulties, but Hunter's situation presented unique challenges that tested even Lawrence's considerable emotional intelligence. The quarterback's assessment of team dynamics had evolved from optimistic to cautiously concerned. During an August interview, Lawrence had expressed confidence in the team's playoff potential, partly due to Hunter's addition. That optimism was now tempered by realistic concerns about whether Hunter could maintain the focus necessary for elite performance while dealing with such intense personal personal turmoil. Other teammates began expressing their own concerns about Hunter's situation, though most did so privately to avoid adding to the media circus surrounding the young player. Veteran players who had seen similar situations throughout their careers understood the potential for personal drama to destroy promising careers, and were genuinely worried about Hunter's future both on and off the field. The financial implications of Hunter's situation also concerned his teammates, many of whom had learned hard lessons about protecting their assets throughout their careers. The absence of a prenuptial agreement was particularly troubling to veteran players who understood the long-term financial risks that young athletes faced. Several teammates had reportedly tried to provide guidance to Hunter, but his emotional attachment to Lene had made him resistant to advice that might have protected his financial future. Lawrence's public comments about Hunter remained supportive, but there was a noticeable shift in tone as the personal drama intensified. Where once he had spoken enthusiastically about Hunter's potential and their developing chemistry, his later comments became more measured and focused on Hunter's need to maintain professional focus despite personal challenges. The situation reached a critical point when Hunter's preseason performance showed signs of distraction. His 18-19 snaps against the Pittsburgh Steelers yielded 2 receptions for 9 yards on offense and included a missed tackle on defense that went viral when Steelers running back Caleb Johnson delivered a stiff arm that sent Hunter to the ground. Team meetings became more challenging as coaches tried to maintain focus on football while acknowledging the elephant in the room. The Jaguars' coaching staff found themselves in the difficult position of supporting their player while also protecting the team's interests. The unique nature of Hunter's two-way role meant that his struggles affected both the offensive and defensive units, multiplying the impact of his personal crisis on team preparation. Lawrence's leadership was tested as he tried to balance support for Hunter with the need to maintain team focus and chemistry. The quarterback's experience with media scrutiny and public pressure made him uniquely qualified to offer guidance, but Hunter's situation was more complex than typical rookie adjustment issues. The intersection of marriage problems, financial vulnerability, and potential betrayal by a teammate created a perfect storm of challenges that tested even the most supportive team environment. As the situation continued to unfold, the question became whether Hunter could compartmentalize his personal struggles enough to fulfill his professional obligations, or whether the terrifying discovery about his wife would ultimately derail one of the most promising careers in recent NFL history. Lawrence and the Jaguars organization could only watch and hope that their investment in Hunter's unique talents wouldn't be destroyed by forces beyond their control, while quietly wondering if this young man's unstable mind, shattered by his recent discovery, might just be throwing away a career that could have redefined what's possible in professional football. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now. For stay informed with more of such videos, click on the card showing on the screen.